Hello, it's Chris again here in HitLab New Zealand. In one of the previous video, I talked about the essential ideas of how to do a quick video editing and a cut on a mobile phone to bring up a short but eye-catching stories. And it turns out that I figured video editing on mobile phone is quite a big trend right now because all of us have a phone and we spend way more time with our phone rather than a desktop computer. We bring the phone with us, go outside, capture videos of something interesting we see and we want to share with our friends. And it's just not that practical to do all the video shooting first and then go back home to do all the post-production work on the full desktop PC. We just don't have that kind of workflow. So it turns out I figure it will be quite a practical technique to do quick, speed, and lightweight video editing on a mobile phone to cut and come up with a story and upload to a platform, a social media platform to share with our friends. And also, some of you guys have come to me asking, it was great to see the ideas of quick video editing on a phone, but can you have a walkthrough demo of the technical part, like how exactly these things are to be done, how to use the software and what's the operations? And I would think that's really good ideas. It comes up to today's episode. I'm gonna give you a demo, a quick demo to show how to do this lightweight, quick video editing on one of the mobile phones. So the tool I'll be using is the iMovie app on the iPhone. So the iMovie is exclusive to Apple devices, but if you are using Android device, there will be other choices such like the InShot or View. They are both great video editing apps, and their UI and control will be pretty much the same to each other. So what I'm going to walk through is universal and applicable to all of them. The essential core idea will all be the same. So they are not a problem if you're using a different specific software. Well, then just let's get into it. Although it's quick video editing, lightweight thing on mobile phone, but I also want to get the central ideas organized into different steps, which is easier for the practical reasons. I would like to gather them into 5 different steps. The first one is to lay down the backbone structure as like the narration of your story. The second one is to trim, rearrange, to compose the storytelling, to weave up the plots of the story into a kind of way. And step 3 is to drop on your visuals. And step 4 is always the audio, to trim the audio, adjust them, and put on music if necessary. And step 5 is to review, export, and do some final editing to get everything ready. So once I boot up the iMovie app, what I will first do is create a new project, select a movie, and I will go see the videos I've taken like these ones. I will start with building up the backbone structure with using Jason's interview, which I showed in previous video. I'll use the same raw materials. I'm gonna start building the bone structure from these 3 major interview video tapes. I'm gonna create movie from that. So iMovie, I'm gonna lay down them automatically over here, so you can see it's all on the timeline now. I can pinch to zoom out a little bit to see all 3 of them, and I'll try. Everything seems all good. The first thing I'm gonna do is to trim them and arrange them to see if everything's right. Like from the interview, we know that the first one is about the background, the second one is about the initiation and the reason he goes into the research topic, and the third one will be outlook to the future ones. What I'll do is to rearrange them. I put this initial of the research to the first because we want to start with some backgrounds like why this idea comes to here, and then goes to the introduction of what Jason's doing right now, and also then goes to the outlook. So it's give a better arc of the story, the 3 plot story arc that go from the beginning to the mid part and also goes to the ending. And one thing to remember, we don't want this transformation between this, correct this, to go to none, which means is a direct cut. This one as well. So you're gonna go through that to see and then trim the different audio stuff. And like somehow he's kind of want to cut over some of the things over here. Is we trim it back a little bit, make sure he's talking good, and from the beginning because I was asking a question, I'm gonna remove that part as well. Start from when he is talking about this way, and this one too is good because we're gonna start from trimming this and also trimming the end. And same for this third one. Just cut out the question part. And so let's take a look. I think the basic bone structure is quite well. The next step is to drop on the visuals. So what we do is we go back to plus this button over here, goes to video, and select the recent added ones. You're gonna see these are the interviews, and these are the visuals. We're gonna start with that as they come in. So what we do is click this, not the plus button, but this one over here to drop as an overlay. So you will see it just goes to here and jump directly to the part. So that's really good. And we can trim that as well. We're going to start from Jason picking up the headset and move it on the timeline to be a good place. Now he was talking something and directly goes from here, which is picking up the headset. And we're going to trim this part to fit that as well. So this is the first visual. I'm going to drop another one. Like this connect version over here is also can go to the timeline as well. But what another thing can do is you can trim directly from here. Like I'm going to pick up the first part and check the start. It's 5.8 seconds. Looks all good. I'm going to put this one again onto the timeline. So you're going to check these. So it will be, the voiceover is still there, but the visual will be overlaying on the topic. It seems like trim is not good. I'm going to extend a little bit to not start from that location, but more than that. Yeah, that's all good. So we got all the visuals, we got outro, maybe need another one over here. I will using this one, part of that. I'm going to just put everything on top first. You're going to see to do all the outro part and do some cutting. That looks all good. Another thing after that is to go for a audio. Audio goes from this as well, but not that video. We go back, go here. It's audio. If you purchase from online store, it will be here available as well. Or you can use the theme music coming with iMovie. We'll just go say news, and we're gonna use it. So it will come directly beneath that. So if you're playing that thing, the music will be down below. But it looks like the starting directly from here is not a good option. So what we will do is we put on a visual onto the top. So not audio, we go back, go to the videos, select recent ones, and there's one here which we haven't used too much, is this part where he walks into the frame and go pick out thing. We're going to use that as the overlay in the first. So this one goes to the beginning. Let's see. That looks like a first entry, goes here and do a visual. That looks all good, but when the interview starts, it seems like music won't be necessary. We're going to cut that. So select the music down below, go split, and they're going to remove the second part. And this one, I'm going to adjust its intro, outro. So you're going to do fade and drag this arrow, not this like that. I'm going to do fade and drag this arrow inside so the music will be fading out and then goes into interview part. Let's see. Yeah, that's much more like that. So some of the trimming may not be exactly the same. You need to spend some time to make sure it's cutting in a good place, like some between the sentences or something, but the roughly idea is like that. So pretty much it's all done, and you see the intro is there, the music's fine, and we got the visuals on top as well, and then all done. We're gonna click this, done, touch that, and do exporting. Say I want to save the video. So we're asking resolution. Regularly we go 1080p because it's what I'm using, so that's just waiting for the export. When it's done, it will be available in the photo library of this phone. So when it's done, you're gonna see the video file being exported to the the camera library. which is in here. You see this 1 minute 26 seconds videotape, that's exported thing, but unfortunately iOS does not allow me to record a screen when I want to play the video. It will just stop that. I cannot show you like on screen over here, but you got the idea when you try it by yourself. So that's pretty much all done. We got this story cut and edited, exported already in about 10 minutes. So it's very short and lightweight on doing this on a mobile phone. And from the demo, you can see that there's a bunch of toolkit that you can use on a cutting and editing a video, including like the trim, cut, rearrange of the main narrations, the drop of visual, insertion of other shots as visual, attach audio, attach voiceover, and editing to the audio file, the fading out, volume control, all this kind of stuff comes together, becomes the element and the tool you can use to compose your video as a story. But one thing you do need to keep in mind, that is the key of eye-catching and good storytelling is the content, is the thing that you want to deliver to your audience with your movie, with your story, with your short video. It's not the fancy cut, the transition, or this like a different kind of shots that you showed off will be a good thing. These things come after. So the story itself is the key. So that's all pretty much for today. Hope you guys will like it. It's a time to grab your phone and start filming. And see you next time.